In today's match preview, you will get Blades and Wrexham team news ahead of Sunday's 4:30 kickoff at the world famous racecourse ground, as well as last time out, player connections, and today we have an actual professional footballer joining us that will actually be playing in this game. So don't go anywhere. Welcome to the channel, and before I bring Ollie in and today's guest, I just want to give a big shout out to our sponsors, 𝗲𝗿𝗿𝗃, the greatest band in the world, and NordVPN, which you can get for a very, very decent discount if you visit nordvpn.com/TSUW, which is obviously the Sheff United way. Now, let's bring Ollie in the stream. First and foremost, how are you doing, mate? Welcome to the channel.
Yes, very much looking forward to this. I've been excited all day. So yeah, looking forward to this one, Nick.
Are you looking forward to it?
I'm looking forward to it.
I don't think you said it enough.
Oh, right, 1 second. I'm really looking forward to it.
Right, we didn't get that last time, so really, really looking forward to it. Fantastic. Now, Ollie, before we get into speaking to our guest, I will give a quick synopsis of the last Sheffield United match. So it was Hull at home. We beat them 1-0. It was kind of like the typical Sheffield United performance that we've been used to recently. Not particularly playing well, starting well, getting the goals or the goal, as in this game, and then kind of seeing it out. But I'm never too comfortable at the moment. I think a lot of Blades fans agree right now. We're playing well enough to win games of football, and we're second in the table. But no, we're having a great time as it at the moment. And yeah, let's just keep it rolling on. What did you think from the last game, mate?
Yeah, I think I agree with what you said there. I thought first off, it was one of our better performances, actually, particularly since the World Cup. I think I really like that we brought Doyle back in. I think that gave the balance to midfield that we've missed for so long. We found it really difficult to control games through midfield recently. So having Doyle next to Norwood with Berger or McAtee, I think going forwards, either of them can play that role, just gives us so much more control, so much more patience. And I personally felt so much more confident. I think even when we backed off, even in that second half, it was just comfortable, and it always felt like actually there's a chance that we can get them rather than it was just us hanging on, unable to get out. So yeah, I thought it was actually a much improved performance from what we've seen. Not perfect, not by any stretch of the imagination, but more than enough for me to leave Bramall Lane happy.
Yeah, I think we were much better than a lot of people are letting on, because everybody at the moment is so negative, even though we're sitting second and we aren't far away from promotion, to be perfectly honest. So let's see what happens for the rest of the season. But we are not talking about a league game, are we? We're talking about the FA Cup. And I'm going to bring in our guest for the stream, Mark Howard. Welcome. How's it going, mate?
Hi, guys. How you doing? I'm very well, thank you.
Really, really good. Now, I was thinking about this on the car journey home. I was going to sing a song like that we sang for you, but I don't think we had a song for you. And then I thought, have we ever had a song for a goalkeeper?
It's probably very derogatory towards me.
I don't think. I think League One Wes is the only song that I have literally ever known as sing.
It's a banger. It's a good song, though.
Yeah. Have you ever had a song sung about you for wherever you've played?
I can't actually remember, apart from I don't think I actually have. It would have been something daft. You normally get the England's #1 like daft things when you're playing in League One, and like, obviously it's miles away from that. But yes, it's normally not a great one, whatever it is.
Yeah. Have you watched any Sheffield United this season?
Yeah, you've been on TV quite a lot this year. Yeah, I've seen quite a few of your games. I still follow the club massively. Obviously, I was there for a long time. It plays on your heartstrings a little bit that you were part of it, and I'm pleased to see how well it's gone from strength to strength. And some of the players that are still there from when I was there, obviously, full credit to them.
Yeah, absolutely. You weren't far away from being part of that journey from League One as well. Sorry, I didn't mean to rub it in.
Yeah, exactly. To be fair, I got promoted that year, the same year, so could have been worse.
You did, absolutely. So at the moment, Mark, you are doing things that aren't just keeping balls out of nets. So what are you doing right now?
Yeah, so obviously I've got my own podcast. I've been preaching on about it on social media for a while now. We're only 3 months into us starting. We put an episode out every week, but I think it all starts from, I've loved doing the journalism side. I'm studying that at uni. I'm still doing that course, but coming on shows like yours, gives you inspiration. And I'm like, yeah, I love doing this. I love questioning people and finding out those bits of information that you can't get generally. Obviously, I'm a long-time fan of yours, and I've been on your show in the past. And I think that insight that you're managing to get out of current players, ex-players, is like what everyone wants to hear. So I'm trying to do the same, but in sticking to my niche a little bit in goalkeeping. But when I can open that up with some top guests, I'm never going to say no to them.
So we're your inspiration. That's what you're trying to say, aren't you?
You're part of it. I've been on a few podcasts, but you're definitely in my top one.
Top one. Yeah, I was just going to say that.
I have to say it. I'm on the show.
Yeah, I love that. I love that, because you'll go away and say the same thing to somebody else, I'm sure.
We'll see.
We've just been talking about some of the great guests that you've had on as well. Do you want to just run through some of them?
Yeah, I was lucky enough. Obviously, I worked with Aaron Ramsdale and managed to get him in as my first guest, which kind of shows everybody else what's out there. And full credit to Aaron. Like, he's an absolute ledge person, and I can't thank him enough for being that first person, because the guests that I've managed to attract because of him almost, like I said, if people look on my show and other celebrities and other guests, goalkeepers or YouTubers, anything out there, I have a podcast host, they go, oh, you've managed to get him, there must be something a bit more credible about you. So yeah, I owe him a lot. But yeah, Fogden's come on, 𝗍𝗿𝗍𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿. I've got an episode with Jack, mate, I've just filmed from Happy Hour podcast. And then I was very fortunate enough recently to get Spencer Owen, the co-owner of #United, which is a very big pull. And yeah, it pulled in a few favours, but yeah, it was incredible to have him on.
Love that. And an owner of another non-league club as well.
Yeah, exactly that. So we compared Wrexham being one of the oldest football clubs with the biggest history to now merging into social media and becoming one of the world's football club, if not what a lot of people are describing Wrexham as. And his new football club, it's only 7 years old, but becoming the biggest YouTube sensation ever, really.
Absolutely. Do you want to just tell people where they can find your podcast?
Yeah, so it's at Yours Mine Away podcast. You can find it on YouTube. It's on everything you can find.
Right, let's get into talking about this match. Ollie's going to take the floor now, Mark. This is our last time out. So the last time Sheffield United and Wrexham met each other. So Ollie, do you want to go for it?
Yeah, definitely. So this is not a particularly common fixture. I think from my research, I can only see that we've played Wrexham 10 times in our entire history. We do have a winning record. We have 4 wins, 3 draws, 3 defeats. But yeah, it's not something that's happened all too often. But for this one, the last time it happened that we played them at the racecourse, we're going to September 2004. So Can You Jerk It Out by the Caesars is taking the football world by storm after its inclusion on FIFA 2004. And we were at Wrexham in the Calling Cup second round about 5 name changes ago, but I always think of it as the Calling Cup, so that's a nice memory. We didn't actually start particularly well in this one. Wrexham took the lead. It was a Craig Morden header from a corner, put it right in the top corner, and Paddy Kenny just couldn't get there. United got level. Andy Gray, long-range effort, deflected up and over the stranded Matt Baker in the Wrexham net. I don't think it's the same Matt Baker that was presenting Blue Peter in the one show, but to be honest, based on this performance, it might have been, although I'm sure Mark will call me out for insulting the goalkeeper, but there is due reason. We were behind before half-time. Chris Llewellyn put Wrexham back ahead with a fantastic break from a United corner. But then the second half, United really took control. We equalised early on. 𝗍𝗿𝗍𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿 before. But the winning goal, Mark, I'm sorry, but this was an absolute goalkeeping calamity. Somebody's got to put a name on it, but the keeper and the defender both go for it, take each other out, and leave Andy Gray with an open net. The defenders do what they can to block it on the line, but it's a stinker. Maybe it's the defender's fault, but it's a stinker.
Goalie clearly shouted there, definitely, and the defender's just got in the way.
Hopefully, same result again. I'd like to see us win.
No.
It's not. I'm going to talk about the Sheffield United team news, Mark. So cover your ears for a second. So first and foremost, it's not really much has changed. We've not heard what 𝗍𝗍 said as of yet, but it's looking like 𝗍𝗍𝗂𝐺, Kieran Clark, George Baldock, Enda Stevens, all that little bit closer to fitness, but no new injury problems. We were all a little bit worried about 𝗍𝗓𝗓 Ndiaye before the last game, but he played, and obviously we're not worried about him too much other than someone coming in and buying him. Ollie Mack is back in the squad. He was back in the squad last week. I think this might be a bridge too far for Ollie, and really we don't want to rush him into a game that isn't going to get us promotion to the Premier League. So, yeah, I'll pop up on screen right now my predicted team. I think we're going to go really, really strong. If we don't, what happened to Coventry could happen to us. So we don't want to see any of that. So League One Wes in the goal. The same back three, the same back five, actually, as in the league. I would bring McAtee back in there for a bit of attacking options. And I've brought Billy Sharp back into the side. It seems like Daniel Jebbison may have just jumped him in the striking ranks with what I was saying earlier about Ollie Mack not probably being fit enough to start this game. So, yeah, I'd like to see Billy play in this game, get a couple of goals past a goalkeeper that we will not talk about right now. But what do you reckon, Mark? You've played with Billy Sharp, haven't you?
Yeah, he's prolific. Bill's ultimate professional as well. His desire to actually get on the end of things in the 6-yard box and the second 6-yard box is incredible. His timing is also something that you can't buy, that sort of timing where he arrives in the box and where he lands, and his anticipation for where the ball will end up is obviously incredible. And full credit to the career he's had. It's been really impressive.
Definitely. I'll pop the predicted team back on screen. Is there any players that you can see on there that frighten the living daylights out of you?
Obviously, we know that Sheffield United's standard is far above the expectation of where we're playing currently, and we know that there's loads of strengths in there, and hopefully we can make it a proper cup game. Obviously, I was at Sheffield United years ago when we had some really good cup runs, and hopefully we can expect much of the same. I'm not going to single out any people, though.
Yeah, fair enough. It could come back to bite you on the bottom as well. So what we do in this section of the video is talk about the opposition 11. Normally, I tell Hal and or Ollie to go off and do their research, but we have got the main man in front of us. So, Mark, do you want to give us a little bit of an insight into WREXHAM?
No.
Nothing at all.
No, obviously, we're doing quite well in the league at the moment. We're really striving to get this club out of the division. That's our main focus. But obviously, we want to win every game that we do play in. That happened against Coventry, and it was a crazy game where obviously we took the lead first half, and yeah, it was just a really exciting game. We played the way we normally play, to be honest. It wasn't anything that we wasn't expecting. We knew it's going to be a tough game, but if we could catch people on the break and if we could use our set pieces and our long ball to our advantage, that we can punish most teams, no matter what level that is. So, yeah, we just put our game plan in place, and Coventry are a quality team, to be fair. Like, they were really good, but the level and the standard of our finishing on the day was vital. There were some really good goals in the game.
To be fair, Coventry beat us at the Rico, so you've already got one up on us there.
Our fan base that day, we had close to 5,000 there, and I don't know if Coventry were expecting a National League club to bring that sort of fan base, and they kind of absorbed all the atmosphere, and just it seemed like there was just one set of fans there, which was mental to say that, but we made it feel like a home game because our fans were that good. And I think that really spurred us on, and it kind of distracted them a little bit because they were so vocal for the whole game. So hopefully we can use our home advantage and get our full, we'll easily get 9,000, 10,000 at our home game. So
yeah, hopefully that helps you out. I'm not thinking that way, to be honest. I don't think Ollie is either. But,
teeth that.
Yeah, I have watched Welcome to WREXHAM. Absolutely love it. So I know who your key men are But would you like to let the Blades fans know if they've not seen that?
Yeah, obviously we've got a prolific strike force. Ollie Palmer and Paul Mullin. They've got buckets of goals between them. I'm sure that if anyone does any research into our team, that they'll see that they're always amongst the goals. But a strength in depth for this league is so good. We've got players in all positions that could be starters in any other team in our league and the league above. And that's full credit to where the club is right now and the squad that the manager's assembled. Because we are so competitive as a group that we've got 11 players that miss out on a Saturday and they're all good enough to play. But that's also should benefit us in the league, and that's obviously our priority. But yeah, we're a difficult team to play against. We can mix it up. We've got a centre-half that's on 10 goals already this season, which from set pieces is obviously a big threat.
So this is the part of the video where we look at Roy's view from, which I don't know if you've ever heard of it, Mark. I think it was around when you were playing as well for the Blades. And this is where one of the Sheffield United fans goes round to forums, taking all the comments from the side that we're about to play. So Ollie's going to rattle through a few, which might make you smile.
Nice.
Yeah, hopefully we've got some good ones. Obviously, we had an elite set of comments a couple of weeks ago from Hull fans, which I do recommend everybody goes back and finds again because they were glorious. Less salty this week. Apparently, Wrexham don't hate us quite to the same extent. But obviously, feeling a little bit confident as well. We've had a few. I'd rather play them than a smaller Prem team like Brentford or Fulham. They are essentially a Prem team in my mind. They're bigger than a few teams in there at the moment. So obviously, a lot of respect for United. It's a great draw, big club, a proper club, brilliant away support, and they gave us one of the best players I've ever seen play for Wrexham in the majestic Mike Lake. Any idea who Mike Lake is, Nick?
No, I thought you were going to say Mark Howard.
Yeah, I was praying. It definitely wasn't going to be in those comments, though.
Yeah, we've got not the best draw. Some people disagree. The smaller club in Steel Town. For a huge city, their support is only good if they're doing okay, which they are at the minute. Otherwise, they're bang average. Squad depth isn't great. If they rest 5 players, we will do them at home. Horrible club whose risk supporters don't like us either. It seems after being humiliated in Portugal, according to a few fans' chat columns.
No idea.
We still managed to upset a lot of people, Nick. I don't know what we've done.
Hopefully, people in the comments will know what that means. So let us know in the comments right now if you let us know.
I think the last one is one that you'll probably agree with, Mark. I think it echoes what you said before. They think it's a fantastic draw, but there's a good chance that Wrexham could get through, particularly with the home support behind them.
Absolutely. And you're now top of the league as of last night.
Yeah.
Yep, it was a tough game. We had Maidstone away at the weekend, and then to play Gateshead, the total opposite end of the country. It's a lot of travelling for the ones that run around, especially, less so myself. But yeah, it was a tough game. And Gateshead are a good footballing side in our league. But lucky enough, we saw through that in the first half and we made it difficult for them. They didn't really, we limited their chances, if I'm honest. I made one save, I think, that of note that just before before the half, and then we came out second half and we really asserted a bit of dominance on the game and played a lot better football. It might have just been a fact of the travelling caught up on us a little bit, but that's part and parcel of football now.
Yeah, it sounds very much to me like you're saying if you'd not made that save, the game would have been completely different.
Not at all. Not at all. I'm not that. Nick knows me well enough to say I'm not that person. I never want the credit. I'd rather nobody talks about me in a game of football. I think that's me doing my job to my best.
That is a good point. Now, Mark, we don't expect you to give us a score prediction, but if you want to, you can do. I'm gonna go first and say it's gonna finish the exact same scoreline as 2004. 2 goals to Wrexham, 3 goals to the Blades. Ollie?
I am going to say 2-1 to United. I think this is a really tough game. I think, Mark, for all the reasons that you've highlighted, especially having to go to the ground, obviously, we've all seen when you've been on telly in the past on BT a lot, the impact that crowd can have. But I do think, hopefully, if United aren't going to be resting too many players as we didn't in the last round, we should have enough, really, to be able to get through.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's a tight game, if I'm honest. I'm not going to obviously shout any predictions out, but I would like to say that both teams do play a little bit on the counter attack, but both can mix it up if they want to. So it should make for a bit of a tense start, and hopefully if we can ride through that start of the game, and we know that you've got plenty enough quality, that we'll just wait and see what happens, and then hopefully we can deal with those sort of things.
Absolutely. Then we'll get you on the match reaction afterwards when you're in the changing room. Whatever happens, I'm only joking. We're not going to do that. So
I'll send you a reaction if we win.
Yes, please do, and I'll stick. Well, you could.
I don't want yours if you do.
Absolutely. Now, the final section of the video is a little bit of fun that we like to do. It's player connections. So players that have played for both. Now, I didn't tell you about this because I didn't want you to do any research. And I wanted to find out if, other than yourself, if you know of any players that have played for both. I've got a list here, by the way.
𝗍𝗿𝗿𝗂𝐺.
Yep, still playing.
Glaringly obvious one. This is not easy. You absolutely done me here, to be honest.
Do you know what? There's two players that you've played with as well. They're not easy by any stretch of the imagination, but they are two players that you know really well.
Is there a scouser in there? Can I have a clue?
You can have a clue. One looks a little bit like me, a bit ginger, or a lot ginger.
Sorry, that's an amazing clue there, Nick.
Isn't it?
Who's going to be more annoyed at this comment, though?
Probably me.
The player or you?
Probably me. Let me think of another clue. Any clues for him, Ollie?
Obviously, one of the players who went on loan to WREXHAM, I think, is a semi-clue, but he played a massive part in that cup run that we had towards the FA Cup semi-final as a really key player. Big friends with Mark as well. Very, very big friends with Mark. I know that already.
Oh God, that's even worse.
We'll put you out of your misery, right? So the person that's a big friend of yours, Ryan Flynn, went on loan.
Yeah,
did he go on loan to WREXHAM for 27 games?
Nice.
And the other one that looks like me, Matty Doan.
Are you claiming that? Matty Doan's a lot more bald than you.
I'm not sure. I won't show you the top of my head.
Great lad.
He's probably a little bit more ginger than me as well. So
yeah.
I'm happy with that you've said that. And finally, the last one that I've got, other than yourself, obviously, is Glenn Little, which was a bit before your time. Yeah. Very, very good footballer as well. I really liked him, but didn't really have the legs that he had when he played at Reading.
And obviously, you've missed the obvious one, Nick. You've missed the most obvious of them all. Mike Lake.
Yeah, Mike Lake. I knew you were going to say that. Right. So, Mark, thank you very much for joining us today. You didn't have to, but we really, really appreciate it. I want to say good luck. I'm going to say good luck. Good luck for Sunday. Hopefully, we're friends after this. You have a very, very good game.
Cheers. Thank you. Thanks for having us on.